typically how it goes. Now, you're coming in, and so we don't know what level you're coming in at. Have you done 3 startups before and sold them for a ton of money? Or are you a developer who worked at Google and helped build, the product and were one of the first 10 employees? Do you come to the table and you want to invest money? Do you?
I would say, as an experienced hire, not necessarily a founder level of a previous company, but an experienced technical hire. Yeah. Like a senior developer, senior architect, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so senior architect type level person coming in at the ground floor, year 1. You might be looking at anywhere, depending on how much funding they have and how big they're going to go, half a point, a point maybe, quarter point.
And would that just be in a hire contract?
Yeah, you would get an employee stock option plan. You would basically ask for an offer letter that would say, I would like an offer letter that has, and it's not binding, but I just want to see it, an offer email letter with my compensation and my stock. And the way I would do it is, I would go sit. Are you doing this negotiation directly with the founders?
Yes.
So what you could do is you could say, listen, let me just put my cards on the table. I can make X if I go work at Google, Facebook, or any of these other places. And that would be max cash compensation. I'm going to be able to make $150,000, $200,000. They're going to sign me for a $50,000 bonus. Developers are, in short supply. I'm going to get this ridiculous thing. I'm a senior architect. I could get this crazy position, whatever it is. And then you can say to them, I, however, want to be part of building something. So I would like you to give me an offer that doesn't have to match that, but that is equity heavy. I want to be very vested in the business, just like you, and I want to play for the long term. That's going to do 2 things. One, it's going to take it out of your hands to, you're not negotiating against yourself. You're not asking for a percentage. You're asking them to make you an offer. And 2, it's going to signal to the management of that team that you're a long-term player, which is what they want. Tyler's been with me for 4 years, and Tyler will be with me for 4 more years, whether I'm an investor in his company or an advisor to his company, or we start a company together, or he continues working on Mahalo with me. He's my right-hand guy, or in this case, my left. It doesn't matter. Point is, you got to send those signals of quality, to the people you want to work with, and then you're going to get a better offer. You don't want to come in and be like, oh, your offer doesn't match this, your offer doesn't do that. Come in, be humble, and say, listen, I love the idea, I love working with you guys, and if you could make me an offer, then I could take a weekend and talk to my spouse or my family, whatever it is, or just myself, and I can get you a quick answer. So just give me your best offer, and let's get to work, and keep the focus on the work and the ideas. The problem I always find, the people who are like the negotiating nillies, I'll call them, like where they just needle and needle and needle on the negotiation front. Yeah. They wind up not being the best employees, and the people or investors in that matter, the people who are just like, that's reasonable, they just come to work and they or they kick it back once. But when you start getting, I had a landlord one time kicking things back 17 times. It was just like it's never going to work. I had Jason Rapp come to work here at Mahalo. He's the president, and everybody reports to him. And it took me 6 months to close the deal with him. He had a bunch of offers and things he wanted to try out. But I was just like, here's a big chunk of equity. Boom, it's on the table. I'm serious. I want you in here to help scale the company. And nobody else would, people did have offers out to him, but I don't think anybody else put as many chips out as I did, as quickly as I did, and as like, let's do this as I did. So you have to do that as well on your side. I think that's my sort of point. And if you do that, I think you might expect them to go, hey, boom. And kicking it back 1 time or 2 times in terms of negotiation. And if you do kick it back, the way to say it is, the language you would want to use is, I think it's a very generous offer, and I really appreciate it. I want to be more vested in the business. I want to work weekends and nights and know that, I know you guys are going to probably own 20% each as the founders, and I respect that. But I really want to know I own 10% of what you own, 2%. And this way, I sort of get to the next level of my career of having meaningful ownership in a company. I can really dedicate myself to it. I'll be dedicated either way, but is there a way you can get me to 2%? Because I want to live this. If you say it like that, and it's an ask, it's called an ask as opposed to a tell, you ask. And you ask in a way that shows you want it because you want to be more motivated. Hey, coach, put me in as a starter because I'll work extra hard, Give me a couple extra minutes because you're going to see me working hard in practice and being a good influence on the team bus,
You've been watching This Week in Startups. To watch the full episode, click here. To check out some other shows from this weekend, click here.